Salutations brethren, let's talk about Mikel Arteta, a manager I appreciate, and as an Arsenal fan, I love the progress we've made with him under his tenure. Now there's just one thing I don't like about my Spanish boy Mikel. Yes, on the field, I love us winning. I love how we're playing. But damn, Mikel, can you play more youth players or at least give Smith Rowe more minutes? You know, it just makes me sick to my stomach to see Oscar Bob having more minutes than Reece Nelson and Emile Smith Rowe. Like, bro, Oscar Bob? This dude's name is Bob with 3 B's. Your surname has 4 letters and 3 of them are the letter B. 75% of your surname is B. Take the O out and it's triple B. Not triple H, but you know, I guess this guy plays with a degree of pedigree, if you get me. The pedigree. Did you catch that joke? But as Arsenal fans, you know, we have to understand that Guardiola is also in the title race, but at least players like Bobby and Rico Lewis are getting game time. But honestly, bro, it makes me so sad to see Rico Lewis has more game time than Reece Nelson and Emile Smith Rowe put together this season. Rico Lewis. Oh yeah, and if you are enjoying my rant as well as my haram football knowledge, please leave a like on the video. It really helps with the algorithm. You can subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, but really a like would really help for the algorithm. Now back to my rant. As Arsenal fans, we often complain that Saka is overplayed. At least he was taken out during the Chelsea game for Fabio Vieira, but I mean, Reece Nelson is right there. As an Arsenal fan, can you seriously look at Reece Nelson and think to yourself, you know what? One day, this guy's going to be giving Saka a run for his money. Because from the way I see it, Arteta doesn't have enough faith in him to put him in that team. I honestly think it's more likely that Arsenal is going to sell Reece Nelson than give him enough minutes for him to actually break into that first team. I genuinely don't see Nelson breaking into that first team. I just think Arsenal's going to buy a right winger to replace Saka, you know, give him some rest time. But Nelson, it seems like you're not that guy, and I really wish you were that guy, man. I hate seeing academy prospects just leave my team, like Joe Willock. But we got Martin Odegaard, so I can't really complain. So I guess it'll be okay if he gets sold, if we can get a better right winger, I don't know, Olise, Williams. And don't get me wrong, in 2024, Mikel Arteta has been attempting to rotate the team more, but I feel like the substitutions are just coming a little bit too late. Like in the 80th minute, we're out here bringing on these players to only get like 10 minutes of game time. I feel like that's not enough for them to develop or have enough impact on the game so that, you know, it can give the manager a bit of a selection dilemma. Like honestly, you're giving Emile Smith Rowe 10 minutes to be able to score like 2 goals or at least a goal or contribute an assist when the whole team is tired and we're winning 6-0, so there's pretty much no point in attacking anymore. Like, the guy doesn't have enough time to affect the game. If Arsenal was winning like 4-0 at halftime, and don't get me wrong, in 2024 we've been blowing teams out of the water, but if we are winning convincingly by halftime or by the 50th minute it's like 3-0 or 4-0, can Smith Rowe come off the bench, or Nelson or Vieira, just to have 30 minutes of game time, man? Like at the 60th minute, bring on Vieira, bring on Nelson, bring on Smith Rowe. Let them have 30 minutes to actually affect the game, because if you only give them 10 minutes and the whole team is basically in, you know, we don't care anymore, we're winning 5-0, there's not much they can do to affect the game. And you know, I look at our rival teams like Liverpool, United, Chelsea, even Man City, and they use academy players more than Arsenal use academy players, bro. Like the last academy player we used was Nwaneri, and I think it was when we were winning against Sheffield United 6-0. But honestly speaking, we all know that he's not ever going to break into that first team, not within like a long time, or let's just say a season or 2. He's still developing, and that's okay. But I look at Liverpool and I look at players like Connor Bradley actually having a decent run in that first team. But also context is important, because you know, Liverpool had a lot of injuries, so it does make sense why they'll end up using more youth players. Like, I mean, look at that Kwanzaa defender, bro. Like, obviously he's getting played more because Konate is injured and, you know, that sort of thing. You know, Kwanzaa, he's been able to have a decent run of games, and you know, he's given Klopp a selection dilemma. Now he has to pick him in the team. Connor Bradley has been playing so decent that, you know, Joe Gomez is now playing as left back. That's just how good Connor Bradley has been. But with Arsenal, there are no youth players who are breaking into our first team, or at least getting enough minutes in our first team. I mean, we know our players, you know, Cozier Dubry, Miles Lewis Skelly, Nwaneri. These guys are good, but they just never get a chance. And I don't blame Arteta because, you know, we are really fighting for the title over here. So he's not really prioritizing youth players, he's prioritizing winning. So I don't really have as many complaints as, you know, academy prospects. But our older academy prospects like Smith Rowe and Vieira, I'm saying Vieira, that was by accident, but I mean Smith Rowe and Nelson, they need more time, man. They need more time to break into this team, but they're just not getting given that time. But yeah, that's just my problem with Arteta this season, man. I mean, Rico Lewis has 798 minutes. Meanwhile, Smith Rowe has something like 325. And Reece Nelson has 257 minutes. Like, these guys should genuinely be getting more game time. And honestly, I don't like the idea of Emile Smith Rowe getting sold in the summer. If Nketiah or Nelson gets sold, okay, Nelson will hurt a little bit, but Nketiah, man, like, we all know it's your time to go. You're now like the 4th choice striker, bro. But yeah, it's something which I just genuinely don't like about Mikel Arteta. I guess the whole season, but I can't blame him because he's really fighting for this title. As an Arsenal fan, I shouldn't even be complaining that he's not playing these youth players. I should be grateful. If we win the league and no youth players get any minutes, it's okay. I'll allow it. I'll forgive it. I also feel like Guardiola and Klopp can play these youth players because, I mean, what else do they have to prove? They've both won UCL, FA Cups, and Premier Leagues. They are two of the best managers in the world. So Arteta is willing to sacrifice everything to win this trophy. So I guess I really shouldn't be complaining. But just from my perspective, I feel like it's affecting their development, especially Nelson and Smith Rowe, because it's like, man, when are you going to get a chance? Like, you can literally see Saka limping on the pitch and he's still finishing the full 90. Why isn't he being taken out for you, if you get what I mean? But yeah, that's just the only problem which I have with Mikel Arteta. I feel like our team needs to be rotated more, and I wish that our older academy players got more minutes. I'm not asking for Miles Lewis-Skelly or Cozier Dubry to get more first team minutes, but at least can Smith Rowe and Nelson have more first team minutes? That's just all I want. But yeah, that's just my only problem with Arteta. But yeah, at the end of the season, if we win the league, I will be the happiest man alive, believe you me. But yeah guys, please like this video, subscribe, especially liking the video. It helps a lot for the algorithm, and if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. Yeah, I'm gonna be making more football content, not just revolving around Arsenal, but I will talk about more Premier League teams and even outside of Premier League. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, please like and subscribe. Check you later.